Okay, let us start. Kayena vacha chittena pamadena maya katang achayang kamame bante buri panya tata kata kayena vacha chittena pamadena maya katang achayang kamame dhamma sanditika akalika kayena vacha chittena pamadena maya katang achayang kamame sangha supatipana anuttara sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhang saranang gacchami. Dhammang saranang gacchami. Sanghang saranang gacchami. Tisarana gamanang paripunang panatipata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Adina dana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Abrahmacharya veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Musawada veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Sura meraya majapamadatthana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Vikala bojana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Nacha Gita Wadita Visuka Dasana Malaganda Vilepana Dharana Mandana Vibhusanatana Veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Uchasayana Mahasayana Veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. idang me silang magapala nyanasa pachayo hotu appamadena sampadeta pante sa. Okay, let us do some guided mudita before we start the Dhamma talk. Okay, let us all let go of all the vipassana objects. Just keep the mind present here and now. Let go of all the tiredness, fatigue, tension. Relax from top of the head. Relax the forehead, relax the face, neck and shoulders and arms, chest area, stomach area, to the back and spine, to the buttocks and hips, to the thighs, knees, calves, the ankles and soles. So relax the body. Whatever gains that we have accumulated from the past, may all these gains may not be lost. May all these gains give rise to happiness, give rise to joy, for our welfare. Whatever wholesome gains we are accumulating in the present, may all these gains able to increase, do not disappear. May all these wholesome gains give rise to happiness, give rise to joy, give rise to a foundation for my spiritual growth. Whatever future wholesome gains that I will accumulate, may all these gains give me happiness, give me joy. May all of them do not disappear, do not diminish. May all of these gains, may they be a foundation for my spiritual growth, for my enlightenment. Now let us expand the mudita to all the beings around you, monks and nuns, yogis, to the helpers, volunteers, workers, to all the supporters and donors, to all the guardian devas of this center, to all other devas residing in this neighborhood, to all the petas and all the animals, big or small, seen or unseen. Whatever gains they have accumulated in the past, may all their gains do not be lost. May all their gains able to increase for their happiness, for their joy, for their welfare, for their spiritual growth. May all their gains accumulated here and now, and also in the future, may all their gains do not be lost, do not disappear. May all their gains able to increase, able to accumulate, to give rise to happiness and joy, for their welfare, for their well-being, and for all their spiritual growth. May all their gains, past, present, and future, may all their gains able to increase. May all their gains do not disappear. May all these gains give rise to happiness, for their welfare, for their well-being, for their spiritual growth. Let us expand this mudita to all the beings in this country, whether they're humans or non-humans, devas or petas, beings seen or unseen, animals far or near, big or small. May all of us in this country whatever gains that we have accumulated in the past, may all these gains do not disappear. May all their gains able to increase, give them happiness, give them joy, for their welfare, for their well-being, for their spiritual growth. Whatever gains they have accumulated in the present or in the future, may all their gains able to increase and do not disappear, do not diminish. May all their gains give rise to happiness, give rise to joy, for their welfare, for their well-being, for their spiritual growth. Let us expand further. Let us expand the mudita, the joy, the happiness, the appreciative joy to all the beings, to all the beings in this world, without exception. May they be our loved ones near or far away, or to those people whom we do not know, or to those whom we dislike or those who dislike us, to all the guardian devas of the Buddha Sasana, to all other devas residing in this world, to all the betas, and to all the animals seen or unseen, big or small, far or near. May all beings in this world, whatever wholesome gains they have accumulated from the past, may all their gains do not disappear. May all their gains able to increase. May all their gains give rise to joy, give rise to happiness, for their welfare, for their well-being, for their spiritual growth. Whatever gains they are accumulating right now or in the future, may all their gains do not disappear, do not diminish. May all their gains able to increase for their happiness, for their welfare, for spiritual growth. May all beings in this world able to live without jealousy, without envy, and full of happiness for each other. Now let us expand. Let us expand our mudita, reaching out to all beings, without boundary, without exception, without condition, to all the beings in this universe or universes, to all beings from the highest planes of existence down to the lowest planes of existence, and to all the beings in all the world system. May all beings without exception, whatever gains they have accumulated from the past, may all their gains do not disappear. May all their gains able to increase. May all their gains give them happiness, give them joy, for their well-being, for their welfare, for their spiritual growth. Whatever gains, material or, or mental gains they have accumulated, May all their gains able to increase. May all their gains do not disappear. May all their gains give them happiness, give them joy. May all their gains able to give them for their welfare, for their well-being. May all their gains also give them spiritual growth. All beings without exception. May all beings, may they all be happy. May all beings be happy. May all beings full of joy. Now let us let go of this reflection. Bring your attention back again to the body. Feel the sensation. Feel the sitting position. Feel the rise and fall of the abdomen. Then we can slowly open our eyes. Right. So yesterday we were talking about faith. uh, because faith and Saddha, faith and Saddha, because Saddha, it's the opposite of skeptical doubt. We're still in this area where we have to abandon all the mental agitation. Because one of the mental agitation that's strong in yogis is this doubt, is skeptical doubt, self-doubt. Uh, So, so we really need to cool it off. Sometimes we do not understand that this is a self-doubt. Then we thought that it's just restless mind. Of course, it's connected to restless mind, which is true. But if you can identify it as a self-doubt, then it will be good. As a yogi, this doubt arises is because the mind is not noting it properly. It might not seeing the objects carefully. Unwise attention, the Buddha, the text use it. Yeah? That means noting is not there, or the not noting is not strong enough. When we are in a vipassana, when we are out there, that is another different way, slightly different way. So yesterday we also mentioned about the type of faith, the type of saddha, the type of confidence. And I said that the nature of this faith is always wholesome. You must not think of faith like when you're thinking of the worldly faith that people use in the newspaper or in the media and so on. Yeah. It's quite different actually. It looks the same, but it's actually quite different. And because here the word saddha here, when it's connected with the Buddhist understanding, this is a purified type of faith. That means the mind is purified from all the doubt, and it's connected to a wholesome object, a proper object. Uh, Object can give rise to more wholesomeness, and object can give rise to finally enlightenment. Mm. So this type of faith, when we begin in our practice, when we begin as a Buddhist devotee, then here is what we call the serene faith. The serene faith, it comes in, although it can be quite strong because you may have some book knowledge, some theoretical knowledge, or even you are born with it in a Buddhist family. Yeah? Or generations of your ancestors and so on has been very much into Buddhism. Even with that too, for me at least, I still consider them as serene faith. Uh, uh, the one that is coming to the second type of faith is where when you have deeper practice of this mental development. This type of deeper practice is called the trusting faith, or more like a personal experience type of faith. That you truly experience the mind and body and you see them as they really are. You begin to penetrate into the impermanence, the dukkha, the anatta, and you see this truth yourself, not by thinking anymore. Yeah? And this type of faith, this type of confidence, they can build up and to roll you over to the next faith, which is the third one, is the unshakable faith. The unshakable faith here is the one that you are already eradicate the defilements or some defilements. Yeah? Like here, if you are in the Sotapanna, then you eradicate the wrong views and also the skeptical doubt. So these are two unwholesome defilements, unwholesome mental states that is totally eradicated. So it becomes unshakable. Unshakable means also you will not take up any form of teachings from the outside. Although you may know a lot of teachings from the Buddha, from other religion or other worldly knowledge and so on, but you are not able to take them as a path for you to gain enlightenment, because you're already there. You're already there. And then, of course, because of the skeptical doubt and wrong view, it's all removed. Then whatever the worldly knowledge and whatever doubt that people put into you, you cannot be shaken from it. Yeah, you cannot be shaken from it. So this type of unshakable faith does not mean one is very firm. Does not mean one is very hard and what is stubborn and things like that. It's not like that. It all comes with wisdom and because it comes with wisdom and truly deep understanding. Yeah? Then one arrives at the unshakable faith. Yeah. So the first three is how our faith will grow. Yeah? And the fourth type of faith, it belongs to the bodhisattva. It goes from one life after another life after another life, just for the quest of a Sammasambuddha. Then that one, it's for a very long period of time. Now, yesterday also I mentioned that to become a Sammasambuddha, to become even a bodhisattva, yeah, that before you want gains proclamation from another Buddha, one has to think about it, talk about it, act upon it. but the proclamation is not there yet. So again here, sometimes it says that it takes many lifetime for you to talk about it. Again, many lifetime for you to think about it. And also again, many lifetime to act upon it. It's still eons for that thing, you know. But that one is going to be interesting because this type of think about it, act upon it, talk about it will be important for our development. Yeah? How we place our faith so that it becomes firm for the purpose of enlightenment. Yeah. Other words, you have to talk about it, you have to act upon it, you have to think about it. Yeah. So this is something that we can take up for the stage of our mental development, and also finally arrive at the realization of nibbana and getting out of samsara. Yeah? You see, we talk about aspiration, right? Sometimes we make aspiration like at the end of taking the precept that Magapala Jnana Sapachayo Hoda. May this virtue of ours, may this virtue of mine be a condition for the attainment of path and fruition knowledge. So, whether you realize it or not, this is a aspiration. And sometimes after doing dana or after Dhamma talk, for example, here, we also make aspiration that this dana, these merits of ours, becomes a condition for the enlightenment to take place in the future. So, in other words, we talk about it. Yeah? We listen about it. Yeah? Then we do it in so many times. But whether these things are actually muscle into the heart or not, that is another thing. Because some people, it's just like parrot and the monk say what, then they follow what. That's about it. They don't even realize that the significance of all this aspiration. Because once the aspiration comes in, when you make this aspiration, it's like you are firming up the confidence. You're firming up the faith. And this time, when you're firming up through understanding of what you are chanting, this type of faith, it not only comes with faith, but it also comes like with wisdom. It also comes with determination, adimokkha. And also it comes with I mean, it's a very decided state of mind. Yeah? If you are firm about it. Yeah? But a lot of times we are not firm about all these type of things. A lot of Buddhist devotees, they are not firm about these things. You only say only, but it doesn't really go inside you. Yeah? Now, you see, when this faith and all these other factors, when it comes together, it becomes the mind becomes very resolute for the goal. It's just like the Buddha, you know. It's just like a Buddha Bodhisattva, you know. They're very resolute for the goal, life after life. Ours is don't have to go life after life, just one life will do, you know. One life will do. Hopefully before you die, lah. And that one, we are not talking about until arahantship, just enough for you to cross over a little bit into some sotapanna will do. Then later up, then you push lah, you know. This is how we try to gain something within a lifetime. But again here, whether we have that truly, we have all the ingredients, we have all the development, or we have all the condition for us to able to do it within one lifetime. Again, that enlightenment within a lifetime. Hmm. So, what should a Buddhist devotee do? Whether you are a yogi or whether you are out there or whether you are going out there soon enough. Yeah, what should we do? How are we going to make an aspiration, to make a very clear aspiration so that we can able to get out the samsara? Yeah. And here again, you have to do it repeatedly, not one time, repeatedly. Other words, other words, let's say, for example, you go out there and then, um, let's say you make a, let's say you are you met a monk, and then in the morning the monk come out for pinabat, for the arms round, and then you get something or you want to offer something to the monk. Yeah? Yeah. Then let's say you offer that thing to the monk. Yeah? Whoever the monk you do not know, but you somehow or another you understood the qualities of the sangha. Yeah? Whether the monk is good or bad, you do not know. Yeah? But because you have the idea of the qualities of the sangha, you you take that personified person as a sangha member. So you offer the 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 food. Then let's say you offer that food. Yeah? You make aspiration. Hmm? You make aspiration, and then may this offering of food may be a condition for my for the realization of nibbana, for the attainment of path and friction, or for the eradication of all mental defilements. Yeah. So, but you have to understand what you do, what is all these words means. Whichever it is connected to you in this heart, then fine. Yeah. Some people, when they make this aspiration, they make the aspiration, may I able to see, may may these offerings give may these offerings be a condition for me to realize nibbana in this very life. You got a time limit? No, no, no. Yeah, because you never know the realization of nibbana until when? Next life, 3 lives more to go, 4 lives to go. Some people are more specific. Within a single life, they try to achieve it. Some people, not just realization, but they are even more specific, like this life, sotapanna. May I able to realize sotapanna in this very life. They make aspiration, they make it clear that the time limit and which level they want to achieve. Okay, they make this clear resolution. The mind is resoluted onto this thing. So how? So whenever you do it again and again. Whenever you have the opportunity for doing a dana, or doing meditation, or hearing Dhamma talks, or any form of offering, or any form of wholesome mental action, or wholesome physical action, or wholesome verbal actions, wholesome verbal speech, wholesome bodily action, wholesome thought. Wholesome thoughts may be something like when you're doing uh, meditation. Yeah. So whenever you do this, yeah, whenever you do all these type of things, you make a very specific aspiration, a clear aspiration perhaps time, and also perhaps what you really want. Uh, and then when you do this aspiration again and again, you look into your heart this time. You look into your heart, and then I want you to learn to feel whether the heart still shaky or not, or really it is clear. Clear means perhaps you can do it. Shaky means when you do it now, for example, the doubt is still there. That means perhaps for some people, when you make this specific aspiration, then the mind, when you make this aspiration, then you look into our heart, cannot my family after I become nun, how? Nobody asks you become nun. I ask. No, but they create all kinds of heart entanglement there. They felt that maybe cannot there's so many things I haven't done yet. Maybe uh, no grandchildren yet. Maybe see grandchildren first, then only. Who knows? maybe maybe my children not growing up yet. Maybe they grow up first, then only I may. Maybe you got a lot of worldly entanglement inside there, or worldly responsibility inside the heart. And whenever you make this aspiration, the mind felt that it is not right. It is not good. It's still not good for me yet. Just Joho, yeah, lah. Just meditate will do lah. Just do good will do lah. So when they don't have that, that means the enlightenment process in the future is going to be difficult, because it's right in the beginning, the mind is not free from the doubt. The mind has doubt because it's connected with the worldly things. So you're not going to make this one thing again and again. And you're not going to make this one thing one time and that's it, Yeah. Don't think that you just go in front of the Buddha and you make that thing and you're already firm with this one. No, you have to do it repeatedly, whether in front of the Buddha or whether in front of a monk or whether whoever they are, or whether you sit there and you are doing nothing much and you contemplate on your aspiration. Whether those aspiration, it's clear to you or not. Yeah. So you have to see it again and again. You have to do it like your whole lifetime if you have to do it. You have to do it like day after day if you have to do it. Until your mind is clear enough that this enlightenment can be attained. In other words, the mind is free from the doubt. When it's free from the doubt, does not mean that you are free from all responsibility. You're still able to do whatever you need to do. But your mind is clear about the doubts. For those who have not clear about it, then the mind is shaky inside. The mind is a lot of entanglement inside. Yeah. But for those who are clear, then the mind is clear, and yet they are still able to do whatever they need to do. So this is not a one-time thing. So this has to be repeated again and again and again and again. Yeah? Now, when you make this type of aspiration, when your mind is clear, and you do it again and again, your mind is clear about the goal. Okay? When you're able to do that, you also have to be prepared to have a lot of sacrifice. In other words, you have to sacrifice a lot of things that you are attached to. You have to sacrifice a number of things that you're going to be, that your responsibility and so on. You have to give up a number of things for the sake of that particular goal. You could come to a time, sometimes you have to choose what is wholesome and what is more wholesome. It's not just choose what is bad and what is dishonor. A lot of times you have to choose already at this time. Because some of us may be very active in a Buddhist society, let's say. You organize a lot of functions, you do a lot of big things and so on. But now your mind your enlightenment is start calling you already. Let's say lah. Your enlightenment, you feel that the enlightenment can be done. So that time, you even have to sacrifice a lot of your society work, your work of kindness, whatever that you have to do. Then you have to reduce the time for the sake of mental development. And if you don't have that, if you don't have that clarity of the mind, a lot of us will do a lot of wholesome deeds, wholesome work. I mean, it's still wholesome after all, a lot of wholesome deeds, wholesome work, but they neglect the mental development. They again and again, they can make aspiration, but the heart is not that there yet. Yeah. So a lot of devotees, as I said, a lot of devotees, they do a lot of good deeds, but many of us do not want to get out of samsara. Okay? So you come to a time that you have to going to choose your family and your mental development. That is going to be difficult. You're going to be pulled by your family members that how come we don't see you all the time? Kikolo, every day the retreat. Then that time they're going to pull you. They want to see your faces. Some of us may be doing a lot of charitable work and a lot of society work, let's say, Then you are there. Again and again, you are there. And then because of your faith arises, let's say, let's not talk about enlightenment yet. Just because of your faith, the faith arises about doing wholesome deeds, about Buddhism and all that thing. So you give your time. This time you begin to spend your time towards the development of charitable work or Buddhist society, organize their functions and so on, there are a number of things that you get involved into it. Otherwise, when you get involved into it, your time is spent upon that, right? Because of that also, your family members will sometimes they make some noise. How come they don't see you? How come this and that? No, and so on. But when you're going to make we're going to make really want to develop the mind, and the aspiration is clear to you. This time, your heart is not able to stay so much even with the family, even with the Buddhist society work. And then you want to spend a lot of more time into the development. And here, when you spend a lot of time in the mental development, that means your society, that means your family may not see you that much. Yeah. And that is a hard decision for you to make. Because these type of things, is going to make your heart shaky. It's going to make your heart fluctuate. It's going to make your heart that there's a doubt in whether the enlightenment can be achieved or not. Because a lot of things is going to change your lifestyle. It's going to change how you prioritize your time. Yeah. It's not only your family, but it's also going to be your career. Yeah. But all these faces all retired already. What career lah, you know? But many of you out there, you know, in the Zoom or in the Zoom or in the Facebook or in the YouTube, you know, and those when you make this type of aspiration, you're gonna give up a lot your time also. Even sometimes like if you have your job and when you have holiday, uh, or you have weekday, or you have your annual leave and so on. Then at this time, your annual leave may be used for meditation only. You're not interested in going kai kai anymore, tour here and there. In other words, you're going to miss your friends a lot. You're not going to miss your friend. Your friends is going to miss you a lot. That's another way. Uh, you're not able to see all your best friends, people that is near to you and frequently that you meet with, that you may not able to see them that much. Even what more family, and even sometimes your career, your people in the office and so on, that they will make remarks about you. Then they will tell you, how come you are not this one? You're always in the temple. You're going to be a nun monk, or is it? They're going to pull you. They're going to choke you in every way. Can you withstand all this type of thing? Because all this thing is going to be the things that I've mentioned. Is going to be those type of doubt about the enlightenment, whether you can do it or not. So, in other words, there's a lot of, you have to talk about it, you have to think about it, you have to act upon it again and again until the goal is achieved. So, in other words, when you begin to, when we begin to all these type of things, you have to be prepared and you have to learn to sacrifice, and you have to learn to, in a way, also you have to learn to balance a number of things. Sometimes it will be good that uh, other parties or the family members, they can understand what you're doing and they support you for that. That will be wonderful. But most of us do not have that luxury. When I go to meditate, that time, I know that my parents is going to, I'll come back, they're going to this one already, but I don't care. Yeah, let's go score a bit lah. After that, it's not that I'm 15-year-old. That time already 20 plus already. But there's still, the emotional tugging, the emotional bonding, and so on. They still is still there. Yeah. So these are the things. These are number of things that about your family members, about your work, about this and that. These are going to be the doubt that is going to come in when you want to gain that enlightenment. So it's not as simple as you think and just make aspiration and that's it. So other words, you have to act upon it. Other words, you act upon it. That means your annual leave is for meditation. You have to give up a lot of your Buddhist work, other Buddhist work already, other Buddhist, this one, whatever courses that you're going to take, whatever courses, Buddhist courses or whatever. Sometimes some Buddhist society, they have a different level of what they call that, Buddhism courses and so on. So because of that, you also have to give up finally. Yeah. And a lot of these type of things are when you do it. When you do it also, then again here, some of other things that may affect you, whether you can have a clear decision or the clear on the enlightenment. Also, one thing is your health. Do you have a proper health? That is to say, you must have good physical health and also a good mental health. You cannot meditate if there's depression in you, right? You cannot meditate when there is so much uh, desire towards the world inside us. Very difficult. Uh, if the health is not strong, then again you begin to doubt whether you can able to achieve what is this one or not. Another one is the old age, because old age comes with sickness, illness, and so on. Or old age comes with lack of energy, lack of sometimes sleep also is not right. Sometimes many things many difficult things connected with old age. Tiobo, you're older than me. If I live long, I'll be on my way there. Yeah. And that is difficult. And you cannot compare with a person is 20, 30 years old, they meditate, they got all the energy. If they have the faith, if they have a strong faith, and also the energy, they have the energy, then it's wonderful. The problem is most of us in the Buddhist world, the young one, who energy but no faith. Little faith. Not to say that totally zero, but little faith. So they have all the energy. The mind is still clear. The mind is this one. Whereas when you grow older, your faith increases because over the years you have accumulated this, that, and so on. So the faith accumulated due to your actions, your dana, your meditation, over the years it accumulates. But the problem is the health. The problem is the old age, and it gets difficult. So when it gets difficult, the mind also is not so clear anymore. That also will give rise to doubt. So many things will prevent even just before you come. Before even you come for a retreat, for the mental development, then the mind is already full of doubt here and there. Yeah. So, so where we have to do, you got to re-examine yourself again and again. It doesn't need to be during retreat time lah. Vipassana time, you don't go and think about all these things. Because if you think about all these things, it's going to affect you already. You are already here. Don't go and think about it. That one thing about it is when you are out there. All those things that you think about is because you want to bring yourself here. Is to bring yourself here and truly put in the time, put in the effort for you to able to grow further and further in the vipassana, and finally the enlightenment. So why you are here is that to do all the to do the practice again and again. But when you're out there, it's good to examine ourselves, to look into our mind, whether we have the quality to do it or not. So if you have the quality, as I said, if your mind is clear about it, and as I said, you're going to have make a number of adjustments in the way how you live your life. Complete overhaul. Yeah, it's a complete overhaul. And you have to be strong enough to withstand the worldly pull, the worldly, the worldly the worldly conditions that is going to pull you away from your mental development. So you got to really be strong about it. So you be strong about it, then you find that when you comes into a retreat, your mind is only for the retreat. Your mind will only have to make the effort to walk it, walk it, walk it, walk it, walk it, walk it, walk it. Whether the teacher is there or not there, you will do your job. Yeah, because of that aspiration is very clear to you. So because of that, you can withstand a lot of all this, sometimes insult, sometimes emotional tagging, sometimes emotional blackmailing, and number of things. So you have to, so you this one, so you are strong enough to withstand those things. And what if you don't have it? What every time you think about it, about enlightenment, and then the heart is like, maybe not the time yet, maybe this, maybe that, and so on. Then there's still time to, still able to change, not to say cannot change. Now, here again, if you want to change, to clear a lot of all these type of doubts, then you have to, firstly, you have to do a lot of wholesome deeds. You still have to do some wholesome deeds. And of course, you also have to read about the suttas, about, you have to gain inspiration from the stories and from the suttas, especially the suttas, or even from the Vinaya, or understanding the deeper aspect of the Buddha, deeper aspect of the Dhamma. And when it formulate those things over the years, all these good things over the years, it formulate, perhaps one day when you really do it, then you find that all this become clearer and clearer to you. And once it become clearer, that time you truly want to put in more time into mental development. Yeah? Uh, So it takes time. It can be done also. It can rectify the situation. But don't, hopefully not too long, hopefully. Now, we put this type of aspiration aside. All this type of aspiration, we put it aside because this is connected to faith. How strong, how confident your mind is, how confident your mind is towards the the, the enlightenment itself. This, because this one area I feel that it's needed to be looked into it. Yeah. Now, let us come back to the retreat time, to the way how we develop faith while we are in mental development, while we are as a yogi. Yeah? Now, this type of faith as a yogi, as I said, the faith that arises during this time is through your noting and to see the true nature of objects as they are. Then the faith confidence arises. Basically, it's like this. In a nutshell, in summary, it's that you can progress in the vipassana. The more that it progress, the faith comes in, the confidence comes in. When the confidence comes in, you feel that there is a development, then you will, when you finish your retreat, you want to come back to the retreat again. You have that confidence to come back to the retreat again. That means, other words, in between, you already plan when is the next retreat. You already plan what is available, what is your time, how you're going to adjust your time, and so on. You already plan. If you cannot develop any much on vipassana, which I've again in the past, I've seen many yogis, they drop off. I've seen so many years over the years, yogis right here, they follow the teachers well, but because of lack of progress, other words, doubt arises in their mind, When doubt arises in their mind, they go outside there, and then they find much more easier form of practice. They thought that that is the best. Huh? But again, here a lot of times the easy one usually give rise to for worldly happiness, and not for really for enlightenment. Yeah. Yeah. Any form of enlightenment, you got to really have to make the effort on it. Yeah. But anyway, the difficulty that's you are going through because of their confidence, because of your resolution, due to the nature of the past development that you have gained, this confidence, it will roll you through those difficult times. That when you go through as a yogi, not every day is going to be a good day or a it's going to be a every day is going to be have a great mental development. No, some days you're going to be bombarded with all kinds of thinking, all kinds of thoughts, all kinds of difficulty. And all these, all kinds of difficulty, whether it's internal or external difficulty, because you have seen the development in the past, because of that confidence you have gained, you can withstand all this difficulty that you're going to go through. Yeah. Places that we go through, that in the meditation, not all the time, I mean, most of the time, it's not five-star hotel, everybody is kind and so on, A lot of times I mean, places are difficult, not easy. You have to learn to bear up. And to learn to bear up means that you are resolute. Your mind is resolute. Your mind has faith, confidence in this mental development. Because of that, you don't like, just because of a little bit of, uh, oh, what? Why you go back? Huh? For what reason? In the middle of the retreat. Not to talk about death and somebody death. No, we're talking about perhaps um, because you miss your char kway teow, or you miss your children, or you miss whatever, you just have to go back because your heart is no more there. So this is like an internal thing, internal thing. Sometimes, like when your external things, like people may not be not that kind, or people have other people may be a bit difficulties and so on. Because of that, you do not want to meditate anymore. Yeah. In other words, the faith is very shaky. Uh, 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 so a lot of things are like heat, like warm, whether it's hot or cold. Sometimes, like for example, one time, um, we were doing a retreat in the Genting Highland in Chinsui Temple. Some yogi says that, Bhante, if you go to Chinsui Temple, then only I will follow. Other retreat, then how about other retreat? Um, too hot for me. Or you go up to like near Genting Highland, only you come gone, Yeah. It's pleasant and cold over there. So again here, in other words, the mind hasn't much of maturity in the mental development. Uh, they only go where everything is nice and pleasant. They are rich enough to pay for everything, because over there it's not cheap. Uh, they pay for everything and they don't mind, but they go there, meditate a little bit. So song, so nice. They're still wholesome instead of going to the casino, but still wholesome, meditate. Anyway, so I said, in a nutshell, the more that you progress, the more confidence you have, and it will roll you through, because that confidence, it will help you to withstand a lot of all these difficulties as you go through in the meditation. And because you've seen the result, you know what to do, and because of that, you put in more effort into the development, then you grow again, you develop again, then you keep on growing and growing until you roll until nibbana. This is what we call faith is being balanced, I mean, in a bigger context, when we talk about the five faculties between faith and wisdom. So the wisdom factor here is now you progress due to the nature of wisdom. So because of it progress, you have the confidence. And the confidence give rise to more growth more, this one and so on. And then roll you all the way to enlightenment. Now, while we are meditating, yeah, while we are meditating, sometimes this confidence and noting mind, or especially noticing things very detailedly, which is important, of course. This sometimes these two has to also have come into balance. It has to come into balance. A lot of times, as I said the other day, when you're noticing things detailedly, and you can able to notice the object is changing, is moving, and it's growing this way and that way. Sometimes because you're able to notice it, but at that moment of time, sometimes that little confidence drop, your faith just drop there. Once the faith drops, although you're still noticing something, this is what happened is that your mind will start thinking about what is it, what you are noting. You're not sure what what is going through on right now. Am I noting the in arising and passing away? Or I'm noting, is it like a hardness, or is it softness, or is it this is a wind element, this is a fire element, or whether this is a what mental factors, what chetasika is this, or which consciousness is this, So a lot of times, what happened is that when the confidence is not that strong, they have to have uh, this type of thoughts in order for them to feel good, to feel confident about what they are noticing. I've talked about it, but I didn't use the word faith there. So, in other words, when they feel good about what they are paying attention to an object, they have to have that understanding or theoretical understanding on top of it in order for them to pay attention to what is going on. That means their confidence arises, or they thought their confidence or they thought their sada arises from understanding of what is going through, what you are seeing right now. Then they feel good about it. And in other times, when they are noting all these type of things, and yet when they don't understand what is going on, they feel very wrong, because you don't understand what is going on. You don't theoretically understand what is going on. So that time the doubt comes in, whether am I noting it right or not, whether I'm noting it, how come these things happen? Let me check with all my book knowledge and see, or whether the sutta mentioned about this type of things or not. Let me check with my insight knowledge in the book whether the insight knowledge is correct or not. So you find confidence in the so-called external things rather than the confidence in just noting what is going on. Yeah. So the balance of between confidence and noting, it's where you pay attention to what is going on, and at the same time you do not know what is going on theoretically, but you still pay attention to it. Then this is how it becomes clearer and clearer to you. Many times, as I said, you got to trust your mindfulness. Don't trust your thinking. Don't trust the book knowledge. Don't place the confidence in the book knowledge. Place your confidence in your noting. Because this noting, it will show you more and more. Just be patient. Just be patient. It will show you more and more things. Uh, so this is how we balance between confidence and the noting itself. Uh, So let me put it again. Put it. Let me repeat again. So here, as I said, when you are noting some object and you do not understand what is your noting, this time, you should learn to trust your object. Don't create uh, thoughts. Don't create all kinds of whether book knowledge, whether this is inside knowledge or theoretical inside knowledge, and so on. You try to gain confidence from there. Only you want to note your object. Uh, so all these type of things you got to learn to put it aside. Other words, your mind is just squarely noticing the object clearly. This is not easy to do actually for a lot of people, because a lot of times they want to understand what is going on first. They want to theoretical understanding of what is going on first. So this is how we balance. Other words, just note lah. Just note only. Don't put it all those things aside. Uh, you see, vipassana, it's you want to teach vipassana. It's actually, if you direct teaching of vipassana, is everything just note only ma. Everything just note only. But the problem is vipassana is that the surrounding things are about the noting one, whether all this doubt, agitation, and everything, that is difficult to teach. This and every one of us got a lot of this thing here. This is where I'm quite skillful and looking in all your little fault here, because I go through that also. This little fault around it. If you can able to clear around it, just note, then make my life easy. Make your life also easy. And actually progress, go faster. But the problem is that we all so difficult for us to let go of these little things surrounding the noting mind. That's why the noting mind is more being affected because of this little doubt, this the thing, and so on. So it is not easy. It's not easy. So this is how we use the one way we use this confidence and wisdom factor together when we are paying attention to it. So just other words, just note the object. When this faith factor, when it faith factor, when you look at it from another way, you see, there are 5 faculties. Okay, there are 5 powers. Pancha Indriya, Pachindriya, or Panchapala. Usually the 5 balancing faculties. The first one is faith. Then faith, you have effort, you have mindfulness, you have concentration, you have wisdom. Power. Power is also the same 5 factors. You have faith, you have effort, mindfulness, concentration, and wisdom factor. Now, within these two, just now we are talking on how one should pay attention and let go of all the thoughts, because these thoughts is not the real proper confidence. It's just by noting. When we talk about in this way, we talk about its balancing of the faculties. Okay, we talk about the balancing of the faculties. How faculties is able to balance each other so that it produce a optimal, perfect noting mind. But when we talk about powers, the 5 powers, we talk about the opposite that cannot penetrate or the opposite of the, no, sorry, put it another way. The opposite defilements that affecting that particular power. Say, for example, here, when your faith is strong, when your faith is strong, other words, when your confidence is strong, other words, when your observation during this time is strong, then as a power, then this all this doubt that come in, all these thoughts that come in, it cannot affect the noting mind. It cannot noting mind. It cannot affect. Let's say, for example, you are paying attention, observing all these things clearly. Then suddenly the thoughts arises about wind element, about what is it. You already know that, hey, they're already arising already. You already know that this is not the object that you have to take over. Your mind is know what is going on. Other words, the noting right now, your faith right now, it also acts as a power right now. It acts as a power because it prevents the doubt from coming in. It prevents the doubt from coming in. And this is interesting because you're going to have a lot of doubt that's going to surround you. Just like when earlier of the talk, we talk about when you go back, when you're out there, you make aspiration, you make very clear. Then again here, when your faith is strong, and you're clear about enlightenment and so on, then the external thing doesn't kacau you that much. That means it also acts a little bit like a power. But this time, while we are meditating, then as an act of a power, then this time the the uh the doubt, all that small little thoughts, it doesn't affect your noting mind, but you know that they are there. You know that, hey, it's going to start thinking about what is it, it's going to take the whole thing and compare whether which insight is this, but you don't fall into it. You don't fall into it, but you just keep on noting what is going on today. Or sometimes people thought that whether this is impermanence or this is dukkha or this is non-self and so on, they think about it theoretically. Again, they put those things aside, then they just note what is going on. So this is again like power. You don't place confidence into those things. Yeah. As a power, again, like you have effort. When the effort acts as a power, then it prevents what from coming in. Huh? Like that, have to think one. You are meditating the whole day one. It prevents the sleepiness from coming in. Other words, sometimes you can able to notice that when the noting mind is strong, the sleepiness is creeping from the behind it. Your noting mind just pay attention. There you are. Then this one no more. You just continue. You don't have to like go in noting, thinking sleepy, 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 sleepy. Then your whole body shake, your whole nodding and so on. This one already coming, but I mean it's still good that you note it. But when it becomes a power, then this type of opposites, it's opposite. That means the laziness of the mind doesn't creep in. The mind knows, but it does not affect the noting mind. Or sometimes like mindfulness, when it comes in as a power, again, like you can able to truly pay attention, be there in the present moment. Then if like there are imagination that's going to start creeping in, then the mind is going to know, the mindfulness know that it's there, but it still stay inside the noting what is going on. That means when it acts as a power, it just doesn't drift away. It knows what is going on, but it doesn't drift away. Yeah. So as an act of concentration, again here, as a concentration, it able to hold on the object. able to hold on the object. And it's not like scattered into all kinds of thoughts, la, hearing, la, and so on, It doesn't scatter into all those type of thoughts. It just hold on to the objects that you are supposed to note right now. Yeah. The wisdom again here, it notice things detailedly. While it act as a power, then it notice things detailedly. It's like sometimes you long enough when you practice, you know that there are times where you notice it clearly. Sometimes you notice things not so clearly. Then it kind of relax the whole noting mind. So here, during this time as act as a power, it able to notice what is going on without falling into mental relaxation. You can able to notice what is really going on. Perhaps another time we're going to look into it a little bit deeper on all these type of things. So here, as I said, when it's connected to faith right now, eh, so all this doubt, all this skeptical doubt, it doesn't affect you. That means while you are able to grow further and further, your external or internal type of doubt, it's going to get, they are there, but your mind is not affected by those type of things. So it's good in a way for mental development. All right. So we stop here for the night. Okay. Tomorrow we have a Q&A session. So if you have again here, you have any questions, then put it in the box. In the where for the ladies will be in the table there, somewhere in the dining hall. For the male will be somewhere down there. Then the questions, of course, connected to our vipassana, connected to the practice, or connected to Dhamma talk. For y'all outside there also the same. I don't have the thing. Anyway, you send your questions to Sister Hun Ling. Sister Hun Ling, if you have the number. And then send it to them before 3 p.m. Then again, here the questions will be on meditation, Dhamma talk, and so on. Not like worldly, too many worldly stuff. Okay, we share merits. Idang me bhavanang nibbanasa pachayo hotu. May my mental cultivation be a condition for the realization of Nibbana. Imang no punya bagang sabba satanang dema. We share these merits with our departed ones, with all beings and all the devas. Sabbe satta sukhi hontu anumodantu. May all beings be happy. May they rejoice in these merits. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.